What have we just witnessed? 4 World Cup quarterfinals, 4 massive football stories, controversial decisions, extra time drama, late winners, missed penalties, and some of the biggest names on the planet delivering when the pressure was at its highest. England survived Norway in an absolute battle. Argentina needed extra time to overcome 10-man Switzerland. France ended Morocco's historic run, and Spain left it late, very late, to break Belgium's heart. We now have 2 unbelievable semi-finals: England against Argentina and France against Spain. But before we discuss those matches, we need to unpack everything that happened in one of the most dramatic World Cup quarterfinal rounds we have seen. So, starting off with England versus Norway. What I've read is Tuchel is not happy with the performance, but what I've also seen is Jude has come back and said, well, we won the game, so that's all that matters. It was a sunny day, and all we needed to do is win the game. But I'm inclined to agree with Tuchel on this, actually, because yes, we won the game, but the performance was not pretty. We could have lost. We should have lost. But Jude pretty much saved our skin, and the performance needs to be better. The whole round of the performance needs better by every single player on that pitch, and it just went up standard. And Tuchel was spot on, and we need to press a little bit more better. When Harry Kane drops deep, he needs to pass the ball just like how I know he can, and if he isn't going to be doing that, he needs to be staying in the box. You know what a striker does, what a striker should do. But hey, we won the game, so that's all I care about. On to the semi-final against Argentina. That's going to be a big game. But I do fancy we're going to win it, because Argentina is just reliant on Messi, and Messi is 39 years old, so he can't exactly do it all by himself. But Messi is going to do it by himself, and we need to stick 3 people on him if we can. But so we're relying on 2 people. We're relying on Jude and Kane. So Gordon, Saka, Rice, Anderson, they all need to step up, because I actually think we're going to win this World Cup. We've got the best chance to do it. We've got the best manager to do it, and in my opinion, we've got the best manager in the World Cup to do it. Because Ancelotti, yes, he was in the World Cup, but I don't think he's all that good. I think Ancelotti is just good with good teams. It showed in the World Cup that he's not exactly up to standards in the modern game. He's not adapting to the play styles of everyone else, and it's just coming back to bite him in the ass. But enough said about England versus Norway. Argentina versus Switzerland. Now that game was pretty good, I would say. Mboli got a red card for, well, his second yellow card was diving, but game's a game, innit? If you're going to dive like that, you're going to get a second yellow card. You should know you're on a first yellow card, and that should teach you not to dive. And if you are going to dive, make it believable, because 11 man, they probably would have won that game, but 10 men against Messi, yeah, that's just dreamland for him. So now it's just Argentina versus England in the final. Not a lot to be said about Argentina. They just do what they normally do in the World Cups, which is work hard, turn up when you need to, and get the job done. France versus Morocco. Yeah, enough said about France is the better, because that attack, that squad, that well, the manager, he's won the World Cup before. Some of those players in the squad have won a World Cup before, but their attack is just ridiculous. Mbappe, Cherky, who else? Dembele, Focola, Doué. Doué's not even getting in the starting lineup, and he would start for every single team left in the World Cup. So that just says a lot about their squad. Elise, for me, the best player in the world. People will say Mbappe is the best player in the world, but not for me. Elise is just ridiculous. The flair, the skills, the trickery, the passing range. He's got it all. So if we get France in the World Cup final, yeah, it's not going to be good. But I do think we're going to beat them. Last World Cup, we absolutely battered them with a terrible manager in Gareth Southgate. So now we've got an actual proper manager that has won trophies, won a Champions League with a average Chelsea squad. I think we've got a chance. I do think we've got a chance, but the players have to turn up. The players have to perform, and if they do perform, I think we're going to beat them. Spain versus Belgium. Well, it was just an even game. It was a boring game, but Spain came out on top. They do what they normally do in World Cups. They control the game. They dictate the tempo, and ultimately they find a way to win. They pass. They find an opening, and yeah, it's just what Spain normally do. But De La Fuente won Euros, so he does know what it's like to win some silverware in international football. Tuchel does not know what it's like to win trophies in international football, but he won the Champions League, so it's pretty much the same thing. Tournament football, you know, you got a group stage, and then you got the knockouts, and one step out, one step off in the knockouts, you're out. So, you know, international football, Champions League, I would say it's similar. So if Tuchel does come up against Spain in the World Cup final, which I do not think we will, I think we will come up against France in the World Cup final, then I do back Tuchel to get the upper hand on him. But yeah, I tell you what, it's not going to be an easy World Cup. It's not going to be an easy World Cup to predict, but I am biased and I am an England fan, so I do think we're going to win the World Cup. We've got the best manager, as I said before. But Spain versus France in the World Cup semi-final. Yamal versus Mbappe, round two. They beat him in the semi-final in the Euros, I think it was, or the quarter-final, where Yamal came off on top. Yamal scored a screamer. He absolutely dominated that game. So will he do it again? Probably not. Now that France's attack is just absolutely ridiculous. Argentina versus England. As I said, we're going to win that game. I hope we're going to win that game, but I do think we will win that game. Got a better manager, got a better squad. You know, they're just too reliant on one player, which is Messi. He's obviously top three greatest players of all time. Not for me. I prefer Maradona. He was just the original Messi. There was a clip actually that I saw where Maradona pretty much taught everything Messi needs to know. Then Messi just went and done his own thing. So for me, Maradona's to go, then Messi, and then I don't even know who's third, but Ronaldo would not be in my top three of all time. But enough said about best players of all time. But it is relevant to this conversation because if Messi turns up, then it could be curtains against England, but we have other players that we rely on. Gordon, Saka, Rashford off the bench, Rice with his set pieces. If he delivers like he did for Arsenal to win the Premier League, then I do think we've got a chance. It could become a set piece game if both teams are even. So I do think we'll win that game if it does become a set piece game, because we have got the best set piece taker in the world in Rice. He's shown it against Real Madrid those 2 times. He's shown it in Arsenal's title win this season. So I do think we're gonna win. I really do think we're gonna win. So yeah, England versus Argentina, France rematch against Spain. Put down in the comments below who do you think is going to win the World Cup, and who do you think the finalist is going to be in the World Cup final. Because for me, it is going to be England versus France, and for me, it is going to be England to win that trophy. So put down in the comments who do you think is going to get to the final, and put in the comments who do you think is going to win the final. Because for me, best manager in the World Cup at the moment is Tuchel. Proved it in club football, which for me is harder. So yeah, just stay down in the comments below who do you think is going to win it, and comment down below what do you think of this World Cup so far, because for me it's not been the greatest World Cup, let's be honest. Donald Trump getting involved in a red card, and then the red card not making a difference because Belgium went and battered USA 4-1 anyway. So what's the point in that? Like, Donald Trump doesn't even know what a foul is. He doesn't even know what a red card is. So how can you claim that is not a red card when he literally snapped his leg in half? That you can't rationalise that. You can't say it's not a red card when you admitted you don't even know what a red card is. And the thing is, it actually got overturned when he said that. So it's a bit weird. But this World Cup has not been great. It's been corrupted. It's been favoured in the big teams' way, like Argentina against Egypt, for example, where Egypt went and scored up the other end, and then they paused the game, they stopped the game, and they gave a free kick on the other end, and yeah, it's not the best World Cup so far. But if England win it, then I do not care what the state of the World Cup is. But yeah, if we don't win it, then onto the Euros. But just put down in the comments below who do you think is going to win it, and who do you think is going to get to the final. Because as I said, England, France, it's gossip written all over. So yeah, that's been it for me today, and I'm hoping to create more of these videos, because I did used to do YouTube before and I did enjoy it before, but yeah, life's just got in the way. But now that the World Cup is nearly at its end, I started streaming watch alongs, so I'm going to be doing England versus Argentina watch along Wednesday, and then tomorrow it's going to be Spain versus France. So I will be doing that game, I will be streaming that game, and yeah, just put down in the comments below who do you think is going to be in the final. And yeah, peace out.